let's think about who we align with, what our money is doing, and where we're headed, what our trajectory is for this year and the new year, and maybe do a bit of planning and a bit of looking and a bit of researching and spend some time thinking about those goals and how I can help you. Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, coaches, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to the needs of you, the practicing natural therapist. We have interviews during the holiday season and business and mindset support each week, so you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in your practice. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the weekly episodes. And if you want to connect with me, always check the show notes, because that's where you'll find the links to book appointments and, of course, to join the Academy, the membership group, where there's constant connection and community with like-minded practitioners. Now, let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite-Sized Podcast. How the devil are you? How is your summer going? Now, knowing your numbers probably isn't something you want to be thinking about during the holiday period. If you're anything like I am, you're taking a break. So listening to numbers isn't probably top of your priority. And yet it's a great time to think about them, because you might be a bit slower at the moment. I always make sure that I only have a few days where I'm working over the summer holidays. And it means that we've actually got the time to sit down and make these changes. And it gives us time as well to imagine and dream to the future, to really think, I'm starting my new year now. I'm hitting January here. So what is my year going to look like? Am I going to use a distributor? Which distributor am I going to use? How is that going to support me in my business? Now, as you know, I'm very honest, the podcast that we're having over this summer, we used in the Know Your Numbers community activity earlier in the year. And these people I admire. These people, I use their product. These people are all people that I am recommending to you, okay? Because these people have integrity and our values align, and they want the best for you, just like I want the best for you. And so when we listen to someone like Tia, who is going to say, what is your margin? Are you looking at the retail registered? And what I didn't say on that is, I remember working that out when I was in college. I remember working out, because I was like, well, what is the retail registered? And people were like, oh, it's 100% more, it's 50% more. And there was just all these random numbers being thrown around. And I worked it out. And now she said she sets everything at 55. And when I worked it out, it was 65. Retail registered was 65% above. So your earnings were more. So if I haven't looked, and I am just using the retail registered as she suggested, and for some things I am, I've got to say, then I'm no longer getting that 65%. My numbers have gone down when really they shouldn't have, because I'm certainly doing the same amount of work. Fine. I'm not doing all the research into my clients that I used to have to, because each new client had a new problem that you've never seen before naturopathically. I might have seen it in nursing, but I didn't see it or hadn't seen it in naturopathy. So I had to look at it from a different angle. Whereas now, of course, the people I see, I've been seeing those problems for a long time. So I'm only having to read updates. I'm only having to go to update seminars. I'm not doing that basic, that full-on initial learning of a problem. So when we start out, a lot of time is spent learning about problems. We're still learning, and we're always learning. Don't think we're not always learning, because we're always learning. We just get better at finding what we need, reading what we need, and knowing our client and knowing which clients we want to see, so that we're not researching every single problem under the sun, which gives us time to go back if we've been in practice a long time and double check, like I needed to, that I didn't admit to Tia that I thought it was 65, where it was 65 when I first worked it out all those years ago. And now it's 55. So it's dropped. So that changes a lot of things. When I charge for hypnosis, it's a much higher flat rate than it is for when I see a naturopathy client and I know they're going to have to buy products. I know they're going to have to change diet and implement things. I'd like my hypnosis clients to do that, but mostly they just want a magic wand. So, hey, different folks, different strokes. So when we think about our numbers, it is a summer holiday. And if you go and have a look now, you might discover that all of those numbers lower than they were in, say, November. And that's okay, because what we're doing now, when your numbers are lower, it's actually easier to look at things and figure things out. You can do the comparator and say, well, I was pumping out X number of prescriptions in October, November, and now I'm pumping out half that number because it's the summer holidays, or double that number because that's who my client base is. So it's a really good time to actually check our numbers. It's a really good time to check that the distributor we're using aligns with us, our ethics and our ethos, that the products we're using align with us and our ethics and ethos, and their management. Who owns them? Who owns that brand that you're using? And do they have the same ethos that you have? Who is pulling the strings of that brand? Is that all based overseas? So all of your money is going overseas, or is it an Australian company? Or is there a huge Australian base? So therefore, if you buy their product, lots of Australians are getting paid, even though it's owned by overseas or something. What is it? You need to have a look at those things, and you've got time, hopefully, right now. Just spend some time, maybe do some journaling, ask yourself some questions, ask questions of your distributors, and look at those companies and ask questions of those companies. What is their ethos? What are their values? We need to have a value statement for ourselves out there. We need to be knowing those numbers, looking at those numbers and deciding, where are we putting our market share? Who is that starfish for us? Which starfish are we choosing to prioritize over the other starfish? Which company is it that is going to support us? Over the summer, things are very different. Work's different. People are different. Lots of things are happening. You're hopefully getting ready to start promoting to your clients so they can get their bodies back after Christmas. Lots of people still do New Year's resolutions, and you can be factoring that into what you do and supporting them. It's a really good time to sit back, maybe write the program you've been intending to write, because you've got those extra hours that you're not seeing clients because they're all on holiday. All of my clients being in South Australia, it's hot now. So some are still home, but they've got family visiting. They don't want that appointment. They bulked up on their product before the holidays so that they could take a break as well and not see me and not spend money on product and spend their money on their Christmas. And my mentees, I don't bill them in January. I see them 4 times over the summer. I see them twice in December and twice in January, because I know they have fluctuating caseloads as well. And who wants to be billed to be in a group on January 1st? No one. Nobody wants to see a bill come through on January 1st. I don't want to open my computer and do it. So let's think about who we align with, what our money is doing, and where we're headed, what our trajectory is for this year and the new year, and maybe do a bit of planning and a bit of looking and a bit of researching and spend some time thinking about those goals and how I can help you. I really can help you, and I have some amazing groups, and I'd love to. And you should be thinking about it for the new year. How can you come into the new year with a positive frame of mind, knowing you're being supported, knowing that I am there helping you, answering your questions and supporting you clinically with your clients. I am here, and I do that work with other clinicians, and they appreciate it. I've got loads and loads of great feedback because I help people in the way they need help. I understand it. I've been through it. I struggled through, I've had 3 recessions now, or is it 2 recessions and a COVID? No, I think it's 3 recessions and a pandemic for my business. And it means that we have to change. We have to be willing to change and work to the new normals as they arise, and see those clients and support those clients in a way that when they say, hey, I feel so much better now, it's such a buzz, really is a buzz when they say, I feel fantastic. Thank you so much. And we all want to hear that. We all want to feel that buzz, and knowing our numbers will help that buzz. Trust me. So sit down, have a think, and email me. Totally can help you, Geraldine at mentoringwithgeraldine.biz, or go and check out geraldineheadley.com and see what suits you and what you need. And let's start the year off with that positive karma and that support network that you need. So I'll catch up with you on the next one. See ya. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.